Okay, beautiful souls. Right, we've sorted out the time zone and I've got Miss Monét on the line. Let's see if she is there. Miss Monét, are you there?
I am here.
Oh my God. As I said to you, I actually can tell the time, but I think it's, the CDT and the Pacific, and, I looked it up and it said something different than what it was. So, but, thank God we have you here, and I'm really excited, really honoured to have you on the show. And I've got some questions for you, but before we go there, can you just tell us a little bit about the person behind the music? Maybe going back in time when you first found it, that you had this incredible talent.
Wow. Gosh, how do I explain this as best as I can? It was just one of those things. I think when I was born, my mom said they kind of had an idea, an inkling at that moment that I would, do what I actually do. She said, my godmother looked at me, she said, okay, she's going to be a star. I'm like, wow, okay. That's always good to hear, always good to know. And that was pretty much it. Music has always just been in the forefront of everything that I've done. It's always been around me, and it's surrounded me. And I don't think I've known anything outside of that other than what it is. Yeah.
Awesome. And, I know that you've done so many things, in the music, and you've got this, you've got a really versatile voice, and we are going to look at some of your music today. But are there any magic moments that you would like to share with us before we, let people hear your incredible music?
Oh, wow. Magic moments. So many different things, pinnacle points in my life that have kind of, changed and conformed me into being where I am. Proud moments. I think probably the most starting point would be when I was 7 years old and I won my very first citywide talent show. And I think that was the moment when I realized that it was like, yeah, this is crazy, to be 7 years old and just to sing in front of your whole city and win the actual whole thing. You know what I mean? It was like, how does that happen for a kid? And I think that was probably one of the most defining moments for me at a young age that kind of set the tone of who I'm going to be. Mm. And so I usually use that as a starting point because it really kind of stamped it for me, made it all make sense for me.
Right. Yeah, wow. 7 years old. Oh my God. I'm just thinking, it's incredible, isn't it?
7. Exactly, 7. Can you believe it?
Wow. And here you are today doing what you love, and it's obviously been an incredible journey for you. And
it definitely has been.
And I want to talk to you. And we're going to play some of your music from your collection, and I just want to talk to you about your style, because you're quite versatile. You sing in different genres. Can you sort of just let people know what that is?
I'm one of these singers that I never wanted to be defined by a category. I never wanted to be put into a box. I've always felt that my strengths come from being able to be as versatile as possible. So when you think of the type of artist that I am as Miss Monét, Miss Monét is one of those people that can do everything, anything and everything. There's you can't really classify me into any certain box. It's just, and I like that strength for me because it allows me to paint all the colors that I want. It allows me to be a little bit country, a little bit of rock and roll, a little bit of sad, a little bit of jazz, and a little bit of gospel. It allows me to incorporate all those varying genres into just who I am. So having the versatility has really, really been my strongest point. So, I dig it. So when I sing a song, it just becomes a Monét song, and it doesn't matter what the genre of the music is. It's just up to me to make it a Monét song. So that's my strength.
Oh, wonderful. And we are going to play your tracks now. And I wondered if we can start with Wonderful You. Can you just give us the background to how that came about?
Wonderful You. What a great song. I wrote that song along with a dear friend of mine, Trevor Lawrence Jr., who's actually one of the key producers within Dr. Dre's camp right now. And but Trevor and I wrote the song a while ago, and I'm trying to remember if I can recall. I think it was a television show or something, and they were kind of a cool little vibe song. And I got the track and the music, and I just kind of put the lyrics together on it. And Wonderful You came into a thing, and it was during a time in my life when the guy I was dating, we always pull from experiences, but the guy I was dating at that time, I used him as my reference point because he was a funny guy. He was definitely kept me laughing, kept me smiling, and that's why I was like, it's that you love to love me too, because he always made sure everything he did was for the love of me. And so I just used him as my point of reference and wrote Wonderful You and everything, and it felt good, because we always, there was a time when, when I heard the tracks at first, I was like, this is feel good music. This is just something that makes you happy. You get warm and tingly about it, and that's what I love about Wonderful You, and that's how it came out.
Awesome. So, Miss Monét, would you please do us the honours and announce Wonderful You to the listening audience?
Listening audience, you are about to listen to my song, Wonderful You. Enjoy it. Yes.
Yeah, Wonderful You. That's got a lovely up-tempo, sort of really nice sort of fun sound to it. So I can understand where you were coming from with this person that sort of made you feel so happy. Kicking Back in Brooklyn. I love that title. And what was behind that?
Kicking Back in Brooklyn. Wow. Another type of... It was a complete diversion from what I've been known to do in styles of songs. And it was my actually first time kind of conquering what we would say here in the States, like a more smooth jazz kind of approach. I hadn't did anything like that for me. I've sung that stuff, but not really personally for me. So when my friend Skylar Jett, awesome songwriter, vocalist, he called me up, hit me up, and he was like, sis, he's like, I have this song, man, that I wrote, with some other brother friends of ours, and, we really, really need to get this song, out there and everything. And I was like, okay, well, send it to me, then let me hear it. And he sent it to me, and I was like, yes, okay, this would be great. I'm totally digging this and everything. And it was more so because it was written by Skylar, another friend of ours named Paisley Hinton, and Chris Camozzi. The three of them wrote the song years ago. This is the fun part. Years ago. And I appreciate the fact that it was written years ago, yet it still felt really good for today. And it didn't have a date. It just felt, again, it was another one of those feel good songs, you could put on and you can, pour you a glass of wine or whatever. And, when you hear it, you kind of, you can kind of imagine yourself, the sunset, summer in Brooklyn, you know what I mean? You can kind of imagine that happening. So that was my whole approach with it. And when I got it and he sent it to me, I said, yeah, let's go ahead and do it. So I went ahead and did the vocals. And now we have Kicking Back in Brooklyn. It's funny because none of us are from Brooklyn, which is funny. that I know of. None of us are from Brooklyn. But it just had this beautiful ode to to New York and the lifestyle and the vibe New York has such a vibe and everything. And, especially thinking of what they're going through right now, I hope that, Kicking Back in Brooklyn will be a song that once we come out on the other side of it, we can get back to kicking back in Brooklyn again. We can get this vibe, and hopefully this song will be one of those songs that they can play with pride. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, this is what it's about. So that's how Kicking Back in Brooklyn came into play. It was just another feel-good song that needed to be heard.
Wonderful. I love the backstory to it. So again, do you mind introducing it to our listening audience?
Definitely. Ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy. Please enjoy my song, written by Skylar J., Chris Camozzi, Paisley Hinton, and sung by me, Miss Monét, the song Kick It Back in Brooklyn.
That's Kicking Back in Brooklyn by Miss Monét, who is my guest on the line right now. Miss Monét.
Yes.
I see what you mean. It's being in lockdown. It just reminds us of how free it used to be, where you could just get into your car and just drive and go wherever you want 10 times a day if you want.
Yeah, exactly. Have a glass, as the song says, glass of Chardonnay.
Yeah.
And we'll be on our way.
Oh,
yeah, that's it.
Oh, none of that right now, but, happy memories. But, yeah, love the beat to that, love the sound, love that jazzy sound, jazzy feel to it.
Yes. Thank you.
So, I know at this moment, talk to us about at this moment. What was that all about? How was that born? How was that manifested?
At this moment, if I had to describe a song, excuse me, if I had to describe a song that best suited the type of artist that I am, I would say it would be At This Moment. And the reason being, it was a song that I personally chose to recreate. It's an actual remake. The original was done by Billy Vera, of Billy Vera and the Beaters here in the States. And it was a very popular song in the 80s due to, it was a television show, a very popular television show. I can't think of which one it was off the top of my head, but this song was the song in its finale, so it just kind of left a lasting impression. And I was looking for a song to release, to do as a single. I just felt like, and I said, but I want it to be a signature piece. I want it to be something that when you hear it and you play it, if someone says, okay, well, what kind of artist is Monét, or what did if you play this one song, it will answer all of your questions. It would answer your question. And so, a couple of songs, I remember meeting a few friends of mine, and we were kind of throwing song ideas out there. And this one came up. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, that's the song. It's one of those songs where as soon as you hear it, you're like, oh my God, I remember that song. Yes, I have that. You have that reaction. And so I said, well, here's the other thing. The other goal was to recreate it, and again, like I always say, Monét a song. Put a Miss Monét thing on it. But the challenge was to keep the integrity of the song. So many times people remake or redo a song, but they do it to a place where you don't even recognize the song anymore. You're like, okay, I see what you did, but hey, you took away from my favorite song, or I didn't want to do that. But I still wanted to give it a Monét thing. So when we got that done, and when I finished this song, I remember when I finished it with the vocals, when I had, and I had some great players on it. Will Kennedy from the Yellow Jackets, he played the drums. It was produced by myself and my co-producer Randy Imada. Well, we did the music and the programming. Who else did I have? I had Reggie Hamilton on bass. my good friend Eric Crystal, he did the horn arrangements and had a section come in, and it was just seeing these pieces all come together. And then when I sung it last, and I remember after singing it, I couldn't help but cry because I knew at that moment I had did exactly what it is what I wanted to do. I accomplished what I wanted to do with the song. And I wanted to make a masterpiece. I wanted it to be the definitive song to describe me. And I recorded the song in 2011. And even today, every time I hear it, it still gives me the same emotion that it had the first time I sung it. And that's when I knew, yeah, I did this. So at this moment, it will forever be my testimony song, I guess you can say, my definitive moment. And I used the same approach that Whitney used when she did, Dolly Parton's "I Will Always Love You." Mm-hmm. Same thing, take a classic song, make it your own, but keep the integrity of what the song is. Keep the integrity, keep the story going in the song. People want to feel themselves in that, and they want to feel every emotion, every nook and cranny of it. It was so important for me to make sure that came off. And so, yeah, at this moment, it is still the actual song of who I am. So that's basically how. And then, damn, I forgot this part. When I actually had a friend of mine who sent the song to the original songwriter, Mr. Billy Vera. And he sent me back a note saying, at that time, had no female redone that song yet. Mm-hmm. And when he heard my version, he says, "Your version is it." And I was floored. I was like, when you get the stamp of approval from the actual person, it's like, okay, yeah, I did it. I did something. This is great. I did it. So again, another reason why it forever is my lead song of Miss Monét. If you want to know who she is, what she stands for, what she represents, the kind of artist she is, the kind of vocalist she is, this is your one.
Wow. That was Miss Monét, who is on the line. Oh my goodness. Wow. Big song. Yeah. Lots of things going on, and really heartfelt.
Yeah, thank you.
Wow. Yeah, so I want to ask you a few more questions, and okay. I know you've taken time out to be with us, and just want to know, obviously, with all hearing your music, have you got anything that you're doing right now that you'd like to share with us? Anything going on that or you're working on at the moment?
As of right now, it's ironic that we've all kind of been put on this kind of sit down, which has really been kind of cool. And I say that with the most positive train of thought, meaning it's just kind of giving me time to kind of just sit and really reassess and really look at what it is I want to do and what messages I want to put out and what I want to say and what I want to sing and make sure that however that's directed is directed in a way that it will be received and wanted. So it's giving me time to just kind of just take some time for myself and, write down, do some more writing. I haven't been able to write because I'm always on the road, I'm always on the move. And, but now I've been made to kind of sit down, slow down a little bit and, put my attention in some other avenues and things like that, other things I may want to do and think of and get into. And so just looking at what possibilities those could possibly be for me. So I don't have any actual project per se I'm working on because I am my own self project every day. Every day I'm trying to figure out how to reinvent and what to do. So I think that's the main thing right now. Just, staying as positive, being as forthcoming with good vibes as I possibly can, especially to those around me and anybody that can hear my voice. You know, it's a time right now, but it's okay. You know, I think it's important that, and I said this to my Moniacs, my fans are called Moniacs. I kind of went on live. I went on live with them a little bit last week, and I said this to them. You know what I mean? I was like, you know, it's not what we're doing now. It's what we're doing now that's going to be able to carry us on thereafter. You know, things are going to be different. You know, we're going to have to adjust to some new normals, but it's okay. Yes. You know, it's okay. You know, we will get through it. We will, and it's just going to take time. We can't allow ourselves to be in a rush. And that's the beautiful things, because when things are built to be forever, they don't take overnight. You know, it takes its time. And that's what each one of us have to do, take our time for ourselves and rebuild within ourselves to be stronger, better, more compassionate, whatever that is. I think that's the main, you know, the most important message I think that we all should get out of this right now. So it's just been really, again, reassessing, reevaluating a lot of things, and taking my time in doing so, and just allowing the rebuild to manifest the way it should.
That's an awesome answer to that. You're so right. It's like, you can look at this time and see it as, oh my God, you know, this is terrible, what's happening? Or you can look at it as a time to self-reflect and take time out to do things that maybe before we was too busy for. Because where were we going in that past? We were so busy. Yeah. Everyone was so busy. Everyone. Yeah. So now it's time to self-reflect, and I love what you say, and I can imagine what's going to come through you with this time that you have.
You know, and that's the great thing. You know what I'm saying? Like you just said, everyone's so busy. I mean, and look at now, you have, you know, parents in homes with their children, you know, being parents. You know what I mean? Sitting down, having dinner. Families are having dinners again. You know, you have families. Seriously, parents are being teachers to their children, you know, helping them with their schoolwork. You have people reaching out to people, other family members on the other side of the world, on the other side of the country. And thank God for technology, right?
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's like, had this happened maybe like 10, 15 years ago, we would really all be crazy, because we had no way of reaching out, you know. But God, look at what we have. You know, we are in a world where at least I might not be right here with you, but I can still reach out. I can still pick up the phone and FaceTime you and say, hey, how you doing, Imani? What's going on, lady? I can do that. You know what I mean? We can do that now. So, yeah, it sucks that we are all kind of on lockdown, but so many, you know, lives are being, coming back together. We're getting back to community. You know, you're seeing people have more compassion for other people. You know, you're seeing different, races joining up together, because at this point we are all the same. No one is more exempt than another person. No, it doesn't matter what your social economic is. It doesn't matter any of these things. Right now, we are all dealing with the same thing.
Absolutely.
You know, and so when you look at it like that, that's how you take it. You know what I mean? So you're seeing people have another understanding, like, you know what? I get it. Now I understand what you were going through. I understand what racial profiling is now. I understand how being isolated is. I understand when disparities happen. I mean, it's so much truth is coming out, and we're all feeling the same type of despair, yes, but at the same time, it's all giving us another sense of dignity as well. You know, I have respect for you. Especially here in the States, we look at it like, you know, people that were in the grocery stores and the things like that. All of our essential people, even the school teachers. Now, when they go back to school, they're going to be giving these school teachers whatever you want. You know what I mean? Because now we understand the importance of what they have to do. Now we can go to the stores and our grocery store workers and look at them and say, you know what, thank you. You know what I mean? We understand what it took for you to do what you had to do. Our doctors, our nurses, we can go and say thank you that you put your whatever. And we didn't recognize that we were taking everything for granted because, like you said earlier, we were so busy. We're moving, so busy, doing this, so busy. So now we can have an opportunity to really just stop and really, really reset and really take everything for gratitude and not granted.
So appreciation of what what these people doing their jobs and how it's keeping us going even during this time. Wow. Obviously, you sound. I know you're very inspirational, very motivational. Just listening to you. What inspires you? Spirituality, meditation. What keeps you going? What makes you get up and do what you do and just have that ability to download from spirit?
My faith. My faith is strong, and my faith is built within my belief in God. And I was raised that way, and it's never left me. And as I've gotten older, I really appreciate and understand the strength of what my faith is. And when you know that, it gives you another sense of peace. Oftentimes it's like you look at things and then there's certain little things that remind you of, how you got there. Or, you look, there's a phrase we say, I look back over my soul and wonder how I got over. And it's so true because, there's times when you're like, I don't know how I'm going to deal with this, how I'm going to do it, and then you look like a year later, wow, I got through that. I did that. That happened. And that's what that faith is. Your faith is when it's so strong and embedded, and how mine is. That's what keeps me. Is like saying, "Hey, I'm gonna be okay. Hey, we're gonna be fine." It's scary, unknown, but even in that, God didn't promise us, anything that He didn't want for us. So it's up to us to make sure that we're proactive and moving in a direction, that He wants us to move into. So that's what keeps me going. It keeps my head high, knowing that I live by these standards and beliefs. And that's what just keeps me, as happy and as stress-free as possible.
Awesome. I love that. Because I know I see you on Facebook and you look so carefree, so happy, and it's really nice when you see people enjoying what they're doing. Thank you. Really that exuding through them. I know, as you said earlier on, that you can't do very much because of where we are, but where do you see Miss Monét in the next few years? What's your dream for Miss Monét?
Wow. Definitely. I mean, to continue, of course, I'll be singing forever, but, to really use my voice as a healing tool worldwide. That's my goal. I want to be able to touch every continent on this earth, if possible. And that's one of the reasons why I call myself a hemispheric artist, for that purpose, because the earth has, again, 7 continents, and why should I only be known on one? My voice, I wanted to reach and be a healing. So that will be, my life goal, is to continue to produce and release music that heals the soul, as well as, being an inspirational speaker, along with my voice and vocals, to just be an example for those who, have lost their way, have lost their faith, has lost their, whatever it is that they need. People are suffering. People are going through anxieties. People are, and so when you come across that, I just want to be that ray of hope, that ray of like you said earlier, some sunshine, to give people just that sense of, hey, it's going to be okay. Because sometimes that's all you need. You just need that person to give you that. So that's where I see myself.
Miss Monét, you've given us so many insights, so many gems. I just want to ask you, before you go, what would you like to share with a listening audience? Say somebody listening, a young lady listening to you, hearing your vocals and thinking, wow, I'd love to do that someday. How can I do that? Or what other insights would you like to share?
We all have that special magic within ourselves. And I think the main thing is to find out what that gift is, that magic of you. Figure that out and work on it, fine tune it and get it to a place of that you say, yeah, this is good, and then try to see how you can use it for the betterment. How can you use it to advance and help those and be a blessing to those around you? That's the best thing that I can say, but whatever it is, it doesn't have to be, whether it's in your singing, whether it's in your songwriting, whether it's in your acting or whatever it is, we all have that little special thing, that God has innately put in each one of us. So that would be my best sense of giving, as far as trying to give someone any advice. Find the magic in you, and manifest it to be as great as it can be, because someone wants to hear you, someone wants to see you. We need you. We need you, whoever you are, whatever you have. We need it. We all do. And until you bring it out and bring it to a front, we'll never get it. We'll never know what it is. So it's so important to find that magic in you, work on it, build the craft, and bring it to us so we can acknowledge you, so we can adore you, so we can admire you, so we can learn from you, so we can be blessed by you.
Wow. Okay, I don't know. I think we've lost Miss Monét again. Miss Monét? Oh, yeah. Oh, I thought I heard a click. Yeah, sorry. No, carry on. I'm sorry, I heard a click. I thought...
No, I'm still here. I'm still here.
That's great. Oh, thank you so much for your insight, your music, your wisdom. Really enjoyed your presence and really wish you, all the continued success and blessings in all that you're doing. And it'd be lovely to have you back again one day at the right time.
Definitely, yes.
Sorting out the time zones. But thank you so much. Really enjoyed your presence.
Thank you so much. Thank you to all your listeners. I appreciate it. And again, Imani, thank you for having me on. This has been awesome. Anytime I get an opportunity to speak about me and just talk to just good people, it makes me happy. It gives me the warm and tingly. So I appreciate you.
Yeah, you've definitely left us with a message, and it's been amazing. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. Don't forget, everybody, you can follow me.
Oh yes, how can people find you? Of course.
Oh, okay, well, my website is www.missmonét, and that's M as in Mary, S as in Sam, Monét, MONAT.com. And you can follow me on all the social media outlets. Instagram, I'm at THEE, Miss Monét, and Twitter, Miss Monét, and Facebook, I'm at Miss Monét. That's pretty much where I'm at. So come follow me. I want to meet you. I want to hear you. Just say hello. Anything. And I follow back and everything. But I'm just a people person, and I appreciate you. And if you stop by and say hey, I'm going to say hey back. So.